Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Get Comfy, where we are once again joined by my brother, my best friend, well, one of my best friends, Orange Joe. How you doing, Orange Joe? What are we talking about today, Orange Joe?
I was doing better, but we'll get past that. We are talking about Pokemon Gold and Silver.
Pokemon Gold and Silver.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, so grab your rainbow wing and let's go jump into a flaming tower.
Before we get started, I think this is the first time on the podcast you referred to me officially as your brother.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Tapes. Clear it all out.
Clear it all out. Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Cut it out. We don't want any of this in here.
This is just two brothers.
So anyway, before you rudely interrupted me.
Oh.
So let's get comfy. Now, if you guys are avid followers, you know that probably about a year ago, we did a little episode on Pokemon Red and Blue.
Yep.
And we went through everything. We told you our starters. We told you, about our childhood because we were like 6 when it came out.
Yeah.
Well, let's fast forward because shit's getting real. We're like 8 now. Actually, I have no idea when Gold and Silver came out.
So it was October of 2000. I remember having it and pretty much fully playing it in the car because it came out like late October. You had Thanksgiving, you had Christmas. We were driving everywhere, and that's when like the little clip lights came out that went to the side of the Game Boy.
The swirly ones.
Yeah, the swirly ones. I had blue. You had purple.
Everything I owned was see-through purple.
Yeah.
Yep. See-through purple Game Boy, see-through purple clip, see-through purple N64 controllers, see-through purple thongs, everything.
Maybe not at like, so I was 8, you were 13. Maybe not that.
Yeah,
young.
I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I had come out of my tighty whities that were see-through purple. It was pure thong at that point.
We don't need that. But yeah, I think Pokemon Gold and Silver was like the first Pokemon game I actually remember playing. Because like Red and Blue came out and it was pretty much like, yes, I am child with the video game. I didn't understand what the hell I was doing.
Yeah.
Pokemon Gold and Silver was like, okay, I can comprehend some stuff. Let's go through and let's play it. So before we get started, obviously, I think we should get in there. What was your starter Pokemon?
So we had the 3 on this one. We had
Cyndaquil,
Chikorita, Mudkip, and
Jesus Christ, man.
Fuck, Chikorita. I'm gonna do great.
Chikorita and Totodile.
Totodile, yes. Okay. I was thinking for alligator, but I was like, why is Mudkip for alligator?
No, you were going to Gen 3.
I'm always fire.
Yeah.
So obviously I went Cyndaquil. But if I had to rank them, it'd be Cyndaquil, Totodile, then Leafhead.
Yeah.
Leafhead.
Poor Chikorita. Terrible.
Chikorita.
Like the worst starter, I think,
He's
to
so
this
bad.
day, even with how many gens we're at right now.
I can't remember if it was like health or defense. He had one of those that was really good, and then his other 2 stats are just like absolute trash.
I don't know. I know he's just terrible. Like the issue with him
bad.
is like only grass attacks. Like even later on, like for alligator got dark. Like Typhlosion got some ghost attacks. Meganium is like, I learned Sunny Day, and like that's the only other attack I learned. But they just weren't good.
But starters aside, my 2 probably like favorite Pokemon in the entire like series of all 19 games came out in Gold and Silver.
All right, let me guess. Okay, Espeon, Tyranitar.
Ooh, he's
How
a close
did you forget
third.
about Tyranitar?
No, well, Umbreon and Espeon is who I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
We got our new evolutions that you had to do by like friendship and shit like that. I spent too much time in this game trying to hatch eggs to get like that level 5 Eevee and then make him like my best friend by level 9 because I think they learned like a variant attack at level 9 or something like that. It wasn't even anything good. It was like Psybeam and Bite or something. But my team was like hands down every single time. It was Typhlosion, Umbreon, Espeon, Tyranitar. I don't remember who my last 2 were. I had some kind of a flying Pokemon.
Skarmory?
It was probably, Lugia, because I loved Lugia.
True.
And I'm not really like a legendary user, but I love Lugia. And I don't even know who my last Pokemon would have been. It was like my rotate Pokemon. Oh,
no
Scizor.
shot it wasn't.
Absolutely Scizor. He was dope. He was like the Power Ranger of Gen 2.
God. I think Pokemon Gold and Silver has ruined Pokemon games for me. Like up to this point. In both versions, like Heart Gold and Soul Silver and Gold and Silver.
Yeah.
They made a game that was so polished, so good, and then they said, hey, you beat this game, how about a second one? let's take you back
Yes.
to the original gen. You can play through all that. Oh, by the way, all the gym leaders are updated. They've got new Pokemon.
Yep.
There's new quests.
Yep.
Like everything's different. Like,
Oh, you want to fight Ash up on Mount Silver?
Yeah.
Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Like the most
Are you ready for his level 81 Pikachu? Probably not.
yeah, God. So his team, it was Pikachu,
Snorlax,
Snorlax.
Lapras,
Nope.
Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise.
Blastoise. That's only 5.
Oh, 6. I remember the first time I went and fought him, like, I was just wiping out his entire team. And I was like, I don't know why people think this is so bad. And then I got to the Snorlax and the Lapras.
Dude.
And I could not take them down. I was like, why are you so ungodly powerful?
Well, because there weren't that many good electric Pokemon. So you go up against Lapras, like, okay, if I have grass, I'm getting trounced by
Murked
ice.
by ice.
If I have electric, then like it's what, an Electabuzz, a Magnemite, or like an Ampharos.
I mean, you had Raikou in this game now.
Yeah.
Ampharos was actually dope too. I did
Ampharos
love me
was
some
dope.
Ampharos.
Evolution made jack sense. Okay, sheep,
Ooh, no.
big thing.
Sheep. It's different levels of
Show
a
me a
sheep
sheep
getting
that looks like
sheared.
that.
No, I looked it
Show
up.
me a sheep
It's different
that
levels
looks
of
like that.
sheep getting sheared. Look it up right now.
Okay, I'm pretty sure when a sheep gets sheared, its neck doesn't like extend like 3 feet.
Don't you know that sheep are just neck? Literally. They have like 4 little feet in the back, then there's 1.5 feet of neck, and then it's tiny little head.
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
We're looking at it right now.
But some other trivia while we're going over Mareep. What is it? What's the middle one? Flaffy and Ampharos. So their whole Pokemon design is based off of, it was like a saying like, do robots dream of electric sheep or something like that? Because like you count sheep to go to sleep.
That's kind of
And
cool.
then someone's like, well, do robots count sheep to go to sleep? Like, do they count electric sheep? And that's where he came from.
And that's where it came from?
Yep.
Oh, little known facts.
Little known facts.
Little known
Thanks,
facts.
Did You Know Gaming?
Yeah.
But,
you know what else is that came from this game, which I think is probably one of like the coolest lores that came from it, is so you had the burnt tower in this.
Yeah.
And then you have the new 3 legendary dogs. And I don't know if it was in the game or like people are just speculating or something like that. But basically an Umbreon or a Flareon, a Vaporeon, and a Jolteon were killed in the burnt tower. Like they belonged to the dancing flower girls. I don't remember their names.
The Kimono Girls.
The Kimono Girls. Yeah. So like they were in the tower when it burned down, and Ho-Oh came and like saw
like,
their spirits and
Rise,
was like,
my children.
yes,
Arise.
because he's like, the Phoenix. He like brings people back to life. So he brought these, evolutions back to life as the legendary dogs, which also probably introduced the most bullshit mechanic that a child can do or have, is the fucking dogs. You have to randomly encounter them throughout like the entire map, and then they run immediately after your first move, whether you attack them or try and throw a ball or anything like that. Like they are gone.
It's infuriating. And I think you are right. So that is canon. If I remember correctly, they did an episode of it in the Pokemon Origins YouTube show.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But yeah, super cool. And I think that, that brings to a good point. Like the mechanics that change this game, talk about quality of life improvements. So taking from red and blue to gold and silver, we got friendship levels, nighttime, daytime, eggs.
Yeah.
We've got like a Pokedex that lets you do a whole bunch of shit. New Pokeballs you can create with acorns, which
I forgot about the acorn balls.
My favorite mechanic in any game, because it was just cool. It was like, okay, you're having trouble catching this Pokemon.
I feel bad for you, son.
Here's a heavy ball.
You got 99 balls. And acorn is one.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So what was your team? We never got into what your team was.
So I think the first time I played when I was a kid, I got Chikorita.
Okay.
Hated her.
Bad move.
Totodile, been there ever since.
That's fair.
Okay.
So
Totodile, Scizor, Ampharos, Skarmory, Tyranitar. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to choose.
I can never remember what the 6th is.
Espeon.
Espeon.
Espeon usually. I didn't like to do Umbreon because his defense was terrible. And just Espeon learned Psychic. It was like,
I think
cool.
Espeon actually had the highest special attack in the game outside of Mewtwo at the time, which was dope. No, but Umbreon has mass defense.
That's what
his
it is.
attack sucks. Attack sucks,
Yeah.
but he's a tank.
Well, like, what was the so in Gen 2, like when the game came out, what was like the dark attack that Umbreon learned? Because it wasn't like
Like Dark
Nightshade or
Pulse
something
or
like that.
Nightshade or something.
Yeah, Dark Pulse came out in Gen 3. So that's what I
Did
was
it?
kind of
Okay.
like, do I want Psychic, which is like a 90 attack special attack move, or do I want Nightshade, which is like 65 attack? And it's like, what am I doing there?
But like the other cool thing about them though was I think they learned like Moonlight and something else. They both had like their respective healing moves, which was cool. But one thing I want to jump into real quick, because we cannot gloss over this.
Yeah.
The magnitude of the gym leaders, like, so you have your red and blue gym leaders that are pretty basic.
Yeah.
That all changed in Gold and Silver. Like, who is it? The ghost one that was in like Mahogany Town or whatever.
Yeah.
They had like 3 Gengars or some stupid shit like that. Then you got Whitney in her Miltank. You have I can't remember the steel one, but the fucking Steelix.
And she has Ampharos on her team too,
Yeah.
which was weird. But I don't know. It was just, it felt
It was like Magneton, Steelix, and something else, which like sucked because, you know, you use fire to go against steel, but then all of a sudden the Steelix has Rock Slide. And it's like, oh, well, kind of dumb.
But with the gym leader, I think one of the funniest things, being a kid, and there were some puzzles in the games that I could not fucking comprehend. So the first one was the Ruins of Alph puzzles, because apparently I can't like do the slidey puzzles to save my life. That's besides the point. But the ice puzzle for the ice gym leader, where you just did all the sliding across the gym, and you had to perfectly slide up the bottom to get like right up at his feet.
Yeah, because if you accidentally stepped on the same thing, it cracked and you fell through.
No, that was Gen 3.
Was that Gen 3?
That's Gen 3. That's at Water Sudopolis City. So
Okay.
it was the gym leader with like the melodic. This is just the one where it's the ice ring and you have to slide around to get to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who were all the other gym? Did we had the dragon?
So there was the flying one was first. So Faulkner was wind. Whitney was normal. Third one
I think was the ghost, wasn't it?
was ghost. I can't remember his name.
I'm gonna call him Clarence.
I know there's the ice one, Price. There was the dragon one.
Dragon one was the 8th one because there was Dragon's Den in the back.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Bug.
we got red Gyarados in
Bug
this
was Bug was 2. So flying, Bug, normal.
game.
Ice. Here we go.
Oh, okay. Flying Bug,
No, those aren't.
Ghost, normal.
Fighting, steel, ice, and dragon. Yeah.
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 Ooh, and this is the first game we met Lance in too. No, Lance was in
Second game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Lance was like out and about in this game, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, like being a kid and being like, oh, Lance is stopping some bad doers. I wonder what he's going to do. Maybe just tell him to stop. Like, no, he pulls a Dragonite out, and it's like Dragonite hyper beam this Team Rocket guy and just push him to the side.
No remorse. He's just like, I'm sick of this shit. Just
Red Gyarados. First shinies.
yeah. Yeah, I just said that like 30 seconds ago.
No, you didn't.
I did. Ooh,
Bug.
we got red Gyarados in
Bug
this game.
Bug was 2. We're going to edit that in post.
Yeah, we got that, and we got Togepi.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the 2 big thing, well, I guess the 3 big things in this is shinies, breeding Pokemon, and the Pokeballs.
Yeah.
And well, and night and day, and
Night
yeah,
and
I
day.
mean, like they changed so much in this game. It was awesome.
The fast travel. You got to take the bullet train places.
Oh shit, yeah.
That was cool. I love these games. I think I make it a habit to replay it at least once every year, if not every 2 years. But it's just like the muscle memory is there.
Mhm.
And it's just great. Like, kind of getting back to, you know, what we were talking about before with like the game just being like gigantic. Like you get a whole second game out of everything. And that was cool because like it was, I don't remember how far in the future it was, probably like 5 or 10 years, something like that. But like you had Misty, like she was grown up. She's like the full leader of the Cerulean Gym now. You know, you
Gary
talk about Ash.
Gary's the Viridian City gym leader. Ash is up on Mount Silver. Professor Oak is still doing his thing, you know, giving you Pokemon and whatnot. And I think this is the game where it was in the code and they decided to take it out last minute, but you could actually go and fight Professor Oak, and he just had like level 90 plus versions of like the starter Pokemon or something like that. And then I think he had a Mew too, but they ended up taking that out of the game because they were like, we just don't have enough to like do all of this, but there's still like code in there. So you can like screw with the game a little bit and actually fight Professor Oak.
I can't remember if it was this game or the other game. I know in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, this is it. Did Professor Oak give you one of the original starters?
Yeah.
Okay.
After you beat the Elite Four the second time or something like that, you could go back to him and he gave you one of the original starters.
I got that was just so cool. I think that's my favorite thing about the game was that I had another idea like going into it because when we were kids we got the red and blue guide right off the bat.
Right.
We didn't get the gold and silver guide for a hot second after that. So we were like, I have no idea what this Pokemon evolves into. I have no idea where to go. What do you mean there are as many unknown in here that are like the alphabet? And it was just
unknown. It
was crazy just having to go through everything. Like I think it's funny. I got tripped up by Sudowoodo, which saying that name out loud now, like it's Sudowoodo.
Sudowoodo.
It's not a rock, but it's a tree. It's something weird.
What was so they had the Safari Zone in this game too, but it was like different. What were the variants in this Safari Zone?
So you didn't have the Safari Zone in this game. You had the bug catching competition.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And then that was like the only way you could get Scyther.
Yeah. You get only way you get Scyther and Pinsir, and then
you could go to the Safari Zone once you got into Kanto. Okay. The one other thing we didn't touch on either that came out in this game is Stone Evolution.
Yes.
Because we got Steelix. Or Item Evolution.
The Trade Evolution.
Trade
and
Item were both in the first one.
Yes.
But pretty much just for Eevee, Machamp, Gengar, Alakazam, and Growlithe.
Yes.
And I'm missing one. I don't remember.
Starmie.
Yes. But in this game we got Metal Coat, and I think we got the Sunstone.
I think that's it.
Was that it?
Oh, I mean, you have Friendship Evolution too, which was like a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I guess because this was the game where Steel was introduced.
Yes, Steel and Ice.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot Ice wasn't actually something in the first one.
And Dark.
Yeah. How many different types do they have now?
So it was the same up until Gen 5, which is when they introduced Fairy.
Okay.
And that's the only new one that they've introduced.
That's the only new one?
Yeah.
That's fair. I keep seeing stuff online where it's because we have the new game coming out in November. I think they just updated it. They just pushed it up to November.
Like the second Pokemon Legends?
Yeah, the new Arceus and Luminois City or whatever it is. I guess there was like a still shot that was grabbed from some like Pokemon magazine or something like that in Japan where it looks like a dragon type Eevee evolution. I've been waiting like 30 years for that.
That's I think that's one thing that's consistently disappointed me. The lack of Eevee evolutions when we know for a fact they can make more because of how many types there are.
Right.
And fossil Pokemon. Because like they did Gen 1, fossils great. Gen 3, fossils sucked.
What were the Gen 2 fossils?
There were no Gen 2 fossils. Fossils skip a generation.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. The Gen 3 was the Cradily and Armaldo.
The
was that Gen 3?
The scorpion crab looking man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Gen 4 had them. So I'm just a liar. So
you're a liar.
Yeah, so Gen 2 didn't have them. But Gen 4 had Granados and Shieldon. Gen 5 had Archeops and the long-ass neck ice dinosaur. But I guess, we still have a little bit of time left. So last, Gen we talked about, red, blue, then yellow, right? So I don't think either of us actually really played Crystal.
We got Crystal. And I want to say like the only big thing about Crystal was, Crystal brought back Pokemon following you, right?
No, that wasn't a Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Okay.
I think
because I know Pikachu did it in yellow.
Yeah.
But he was the only Pokemon that did it.
The big difference, if I remember correctly, from Silver or from Crystal is that you had like a different rival who was separate from the guy you were normally facing.
Yeah.
And he was the one that was like obsessed with Suicune.
Yeah.
Suicune.
There was a whole separate Suicune like mission.
Yeah.
Where at the end of it, you just got to catch him like a normal legendary instead of chasing him around everywhere.
Yeah. But like other than that, I don't think there was too much different. Like maybe something with like a lottery corner or anything like that. But I just know the cartridge looked dope. It was like this blue,
like
purple, sparkly
crystally
thing, and the box was amazing. But But yeah, I don't think either of us really played it too much. We were,
I think I probably had like 300 hours
yeah,
invested into silver and maybe like 40 into sapphire or crystal.
I will say that I play Crystal probably the most,
Did you?
but that's because the cartridge looks so cool.
yeah.
The cartridge looks so
Cartridge
cool.
was
So much
dope.
better.
Who was your starter producer?
The water guy.
Yay, Totodile.
Nice,
Let's go.
Totodile.
Favorite thing about Totodile?
Bite boy.
In the later games, they forgot to like put his tail up a lot in like the back view. So his tail's down, but it looks like he has a big old butt cheek. And it's great.
Oh, I need to see this right
It's
now.
for alligator back sprite. But no, I mean, Gold and Silver kind of paved the way for my favorite remake.
It does.
In general, which is Heart Gold and Soul Silver. We'll get to it in a later episode. Maybe we can just do one about the remakes. But Pokemon following you around, just the beautiful animation. No one's listening to me because they're just staring at
we're
Feraligator's
watching
butt cheeks.
Feraligator twerk right now.
He can get it.
He
Though.
can get. Look at them seductive eyes.
For that evolution confused the crap out of me because I remember. So Crokinole 1 evolved earlier. Pretty sure he evolved at 14 instead of 16. So that blew my damn mind when I was a kid. And then I just see him wearing some caveman ass toga, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh yeah, his egg like
Yeah.
caveman.
Which
thing.
I'm like, that's weird because like, cool. And then you get Feraligator who has nothing from the second evolution. So I'm like, so he just wanted a toga for a little bit and now he doesn't want it anymore. And now he's just a big ass alligator.
Yeah, I wonder if they just like screwed up on that. Like if they were kind of doing like a Togepi thing, like maybe Totodile was supposed to be like a little like gator egg thing, and then it was supposed to be him like growing out of it slowly and then becoming full on gator. I gotta say though, Feraligator is like probably one of the most vicious looking Pokemon like throughout any of the games.
Yeah, he looks like a Digimon.
Yeah.
Or even like a Mega Man villain. Like he looks like he should be in like Mega Man Battle Network as like a Net Navi.
Did he ever get a Mega?
No. So Gen 1, Gen 3, and Gen 5 got Megas, with the only like Mega evolution happening in Gen 2 was Mega Scizor.
Yeah.
And then Mega Steelix. And then Gen 4 had Mega Lucario, I want to say.
Typhlosion though, he got the Ghost remake.
Yeah, the
Hisuian form.
Yeah, which is actually pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
But none of the other two did, right?
No. Not that, unless I'm missing something. But no, Meganium hasn't done anything since. Feraligator hasn't done anything since. But no, Typhlosion needed that. He had, the rule of cool was good with him, but he wasn't that great.
Yeah.
He had like Flame Wheel, which is what you used pretty much until level 58, and then you got Flamethrower, and you're like,
This is all I need.
that's all it does.
I do gotta say though, I figured out who my 6th Pokemon rotation was. So if I wasn't using Scizor, Heracross was my boy.
God damn, I forgot. Heracross is one of my favorite Pokemon too.
Dope. Just this past weekend was Heracross raid day in Pokemon Go. I caught like 9 of them. It was awesome.
Was the Pokemon that sucked to catch in the bug catching contest.
No, Heracross, you had to headbutt trees.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And there was only like
Pokemon
certain
fans.
trees that you could headbutt. And I think it was like the second town or something like that, like right outside of it. I just remember standing there and all you get is the fucking Eggcorn Pokemon.
Pineco.
Nah, well, Pineco, and then there's literally one that just
Fortress.
looks like an Eggcorn.
Yeah, Pineco.
No, that's a Pinecone.
There's no Acorn Pokemon.
There's definitely an Eggcorn Pokemon. Producer, do the thing. If you remember what else fell out of the tree, please leave a comment down below. Otherwise, tune in next year when we do Ruby and Sapphire.
Ruby and Sapphire. And don't forget to check in next week when we do an episode of Get UnComfy on Gen 2.
All right. Thanks, guys.